You just like to do it. Cool. All right, cool. Yeah. So, yep. So I grew up with a few principles, right? Few principles. And one of them was, you know, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Right? You guys all know that one, right? You guys heard that before? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. The rich get richer and the poor get poorer. Okay. Oh, you guys sure you didn't know that? Make sure. All right. Yep. All rich people are going to? Gee, I didn't say that. But he said that.
The Bible does say it's hard for a rich person to go to that avenue that is really so happens. So kind of.
Yep. So we all hear the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Right? Same thing. And this is engraved into us without us even realizing. These are not things, by the way, these are not things that rich people speak. These are not things that wealthy people speak. Right? People don't speak in lack. You don't see them prancing around talking about how things are not fair and how this person made billions of dollars and they pay nothing in taxes. That only people who don't make money are worried about that kind of stuff. Because anyone who makes money is going to tell you, hell yes, I'm going to find every which way possible to pay the least amount of taxes that I possibly can. And you guys will get there one day. And you'll have that same problem. Where you're like, you know what, I need to figure this out. You realize it's a game. You just gotta get good at playing the game. It's almost like sports. Anybody got any sore losers in their family? How about the trash talkers? Let's see. Anybody got some trash talkers in their family? The ones that just talk the most and then still lose. I hate you like that. They talk the most and still lose. Now you know it's possible for you to get good at the game or at the sport or whatever the case may be. You know you can get better, but you don't do the things to get better. And then when you lose, you're mad. But you're like, I'm not mad, bro. I'm not mad. I just know you was cheating. You was cheating, bro. Right? And that's exactly how people play life. Same with that way. Like, you know when it comes to taxes, you know when it comes to earning money, you know when it comes, like, there's ways to go about doing certain things, and you can actually get better at it. You can get better at it. But what people do is they'd rather sit down and talk about how it's just not fair. It's not fair. Right? So what do you have to do? You have to learn that this ain't where you want to be. This is where about 95% of the population lies. 95%. One of my mentors said, you want to get good. If you want to be great at anything, you want to observe the masses and do the opposite. You find what everybody else is doing, and you do the opposite. Because everybody doing one thing is an average action. And if you don't want to be average, then you have to learn to remove average from your actions. Right? So what you have to do is you then take this and you grow it, and you understand that you don't have to be the one that does everything. You don't have to be the best at everything. You can learn from other people. You can collaborate with other people. You can get to know new people. You can get excited about other people's success. And in this business, if you are able to just do that, you can build an actual business. A big business. Now, what's the difference between the self-employed and the business owner? Who can tell me? I've said this before. It's one word. Try to say it. Leverage. There you go. Leverage. The barber who's super passionate about barbering, cutting hair, and that's all they want to do, will forever be a self-employed barber. But the barber who says, you know what, I love to cut hair, and I know there's other people out there who love to cut hair too. And maybe if I just take my skills and I put some money aside and I make enough, and maybe if I stay consistent and I stay focused for a year, 2 years, maybe even 3 years, I could put enough aside to rent out a spot. And if I can rent out my own spot, then I can bring other barbers into my spot. And now I'll have 6 barbers cutting hair. And with those 6 barbers, I wouldn't have to cut hair by my barber. She's been in the business for just about a year. So now we're seeing people not only hit that 6-figure level in their first year, but now we're starting to see people who are building 7-figure businesses who have never had a business before. We're changing the game. We're changing the game. But for it to work, you have to understand this. Leverage. You have to understand the 6 S's. Who knows the 6 S's? System. Structure. Simple. Standards. Strategy. What was the last one? Well, yeah. All right.
Oh, system.
Oh.
Wow. Okay.
Wow. You gotta be sharp, guys. You gotta be sharp with these things. For you to say that put 5, this means that you even know what the last one was. You say it right there. All right, cool. So the 6 S's. Okay? All right? You gotta understand this. You gotta know this. This should have been quick for y'all. It should have been quick. You should know the 6 S's of business. Because without these, you can't grow a big business. You have to have simple systems with structure that run by standards. You have to operate with strategy. Right? What do we say? What was the theme for this for Genesis?
Live life by strategy.
Live life by strategy. Right? And you have to be able to scale. It has to be a scalable business. None of this won't work if none of this works. That won't work if none of that works. But you gotta get excited. You gotta get excited. You're coming in here every day, you gotta get excited. From the second you walk into that door, it's not just about champions and then you go into a quiet circle. You walk into that door, you gotta get excited. Whether there's 2 people in here, 3 people in here, 5 people in here, 7 people in here. When I come up to the front and I do a meeting, or if I did a presentation, or even if I'm on the stage, whether there's 1 person in front of me, or whether there's 100 people in front of me, whether there's 500 people in front of me, I'm going to deliver the same exact way. Same exact way. We do our introduction to business on Thursday, whether there's 1 person in the introduction to business, or whether there's 20 people in the introduction to business, I'm going to deliver the same exact way. Because it's standards. How you do anything is how you do everything. I'm not going to lower my energy for the environment. My energy stays high all the time, no matter what's going on around me. I need high energy. I'm always prepared. I'm ready to teach. Everything that we do in this room has to become a teaching moment. Right? Because that's where duplication comes into play. If you guys want to win, you got to learn how to duplicate. You got to learn how to duplicate. It's not about what works, it's about what duplicates. We talked about that last week, right? It's about what duplicates. And in every situation, if you guys are duplicating correctly, in every situation, a leader will rise. That was the theme for last week's meeting, right? So obviously, as we're building this thing, we're coming in, right? New Year's coming in hot. We're doing our thing. A lot of guys are stepping up. A lot of guys are excited. You guys will be leading teams really soon. You'll be probably leading offices very soon, right? One of the biggest things that we have here is our systems, and I think one of the biggest systems that most people don't understand is our morning meeting. It's everything that goes on from about 9 a.m. to about 11:30 a.m. The morning meeting. It's the most important part of your business. Most important part. Without this, we're just another sales office. Without this, we got a bunch of guys out on the street, knocking doors, setting up tables, doing a bunch of things by themselves. Nobody's really trained. And you'll only see the extroverted people in fact. The people who are just used to going out and talking to people and naturally can say hello to a complete stranger with a smile on their face, only they will win. And even then, they won't win on a massive scale because you don't know what you don't know. And if you've never seen success in this business before, you've never seen success in this business before. So going out there and just doing things, eventually, you might end up somewhere. You might. But likely, you won't. You'll quit before you get started. So we come here every day, and we come here to bring up the energy. We come here because we know that some of you might be going through something back at home. And whether you realize it or not, this might be your escape. Right? So some of you might be looking for a different circle. Some of you might be sick and tired of hanging around the same people. Maybe you grew up with the same people and you're doing the same exact things. I was just talking to a group of my guys, And, you know, I was talking about my friends in college, right? I think I was talking about this here too. My friends in college, it's crazy. It's crazy. I've been out of school for over 10 years and they're still doing the same thing that we did in college. It's crazy. Like, I'll go back to New York or I'll go wherever, and the first thing is, yo, Rico, we going out? Like, bro, how many times are we going out? Like, when you gonna hit me up to ask about some money? When we gonna make some money together? Like, I know you don't like your job, because that's all you do. A few of those shots, all you talk about. You know what I'm saying? I know you don't like your job. You know how much I'm making. When we gonna make some money together? When we gonna start doing the right thing? When we gonna start investing? People hit me up. I see you, man, doing your thing. Keep doing your thing. Keep running up. I appreciate it. Whether you sent me that message or not, though, I was gonna keep running it up. Why not send a message that can actually help you? How can we run it up together? I see you doing your thing. I would love to get involved in what you do. So some people are just stuck in doing the same thing over and over and over again. And maybe you want to get out of that environment. Because we all know about the law of association, right? Okay? So what's just as powerful as the law of association is the law of limited association. You have to learn how to limit your association with certain people too. It can't just always be about who do I spend the most amount of my time with. It's who am I removing from most of my time. Because like you might say, oh, well, I spend a good portion of like, you know, my time in the office and we're with the team and it's super positive. And then you go back home and you're eating dinner with certain people, you're talking, and it's always one conversation. Some of y'all relate, some of y'all know. You can have an amazing day and you go home and you just like, come on, I was having a good day today. Just because you having a bad day, you try to make my day bad. Misery loves company. So who are you limiting your association with? I told you guys the story of when I started my very first business. I was super excited about it. I had my friends on with me. We were all excited, and I spent as much time out of the house as possible. When I got back home, the only thing I heard was my dad. And I love my dad. Don't think I don't have a good relationship with my dad. He still pops up on me in Florida here all the time, right? When I started that business, the only thing he did was just talk bad about it. I needed to get a job, right? I need to get a job. I need to get a city job. This is what this person is doing. This is what that person. I don't understand why you can't do this. Whatever. And he just does it. Even still to this day, this is crazy, right? My dad be sending me stuff on social media. Right? He's one of those old guys that just he sends random things. I'm just like, why are you sending? But he'll spend. I got like 40 messages pending from my dad, sending reels and stuff. But he'll send me like job-related things. Still doesn't fucking end. He literally just sent me. It was like I forgot what it was. It was about 2 weeks ago. He sent me about like, you know how they do those things on TikTok where they're like, oh, you know, they'll tell you how you can earn X amount of money if you just did this and then. I just looked at it and I just what are we talking about? This is change. But he still does it. Still does it. So I have to learn to limit my association with certain people. Because it's just not going to work. It's not going to work. That doesn't mean you don't love them. Doesn't mean you can't hang out with them. Doesn't mean you can't do all these things. But what it does mean is that you got to know when and how to lock in and focus. And this environment could be the perfect environment to mold you into thinking like. So when we come in the morning, we come in, and this is what we do. I'm going to teach you guys the morning routine. Teach you guys the morning routine. Some of you guys are brand new, right? And I feel like for us to really thrive, even more as an office, because clearly we're an amazing office, right? For us to even thrive as a better office than what we were in 2024, then we all need to understand how the mornings work. Not just the runners in the office or the leaders or the profit shares. I think every single person, including the non-leaders, should know exactly how the mornings work. Why? Because one day, you're going to be running the office of your own. One day. Right? And for you, this could be day one. Right? So this is what we do. We come in the morning. We know that atmosphere starts at what time? 9:30. Atmosphere starts at 9:30. Right? Now, typically what separates business owners from people who just work jobs? early, right? Because like typically if you have a job, let's just say you work from 9 to 5, most people, maybe not you, y'all some amazing people, but most people, you tell them they gotta be work at 9, they showing up at 9. Maybe 9:05 on a good day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Run it through real quick. Then you texting behind you, yo, can you clock me in, bro? I'm talking right now, right? You know? So that's how most people operate with their day. And 4 o'clock comes, even 3:30 comes. You're like, ready to go. Gone. Right? So atmosphere starts at 9:30, and that's technically what we tell people the office is open. But as someone who's running a business, you want to show up for your business. So this is what we tell people, hey, you know, being on time is late. Especially if you're trying to grow a team, because how weird would it look if you're trying to grow a team and you have your people coming in, and these are brand new hires and logins, and they show up before you do. But you're supposed to be a leader who's leading by example. Right? So you come in 9:20, you come in 9:15, you come in 9 o'clock. I remember when, you know, Diaz, when he first came into the business, Diaz is very competitive. And so we used to always talk about coming in early. And when I first came into the business, I used to come in, this is how I got keys to the office, by the way. Okay? So I used to come in at like 8:30, okay? And the office didn't open. When I started, the office didn't open until about 10. So I used to come in, I used to do this on purpose. 8:30, 9 o'clock, I would be here. And this ain't gonna work for everybody. But 8:30, 9 o'clock, I used to be in the office, and I used to be ready to go. And I'm excited, first one there, every single day, first one there. And I'm there. And I used to text Lowe's, yo, where you at, man? Where you at? What time the office open? Bro, I've been here for an hour, man. You know, and anytime they were late, I'm like, yo, bro, like, this is crazy. I've been here for 2 hours already, you know? And what happened is they got so tired of me being early, it was like, Rico, just open the office. That's it. Just open the office. That's the first one to come in. Diaz comes in, and Diaz naturally just does the same thing, because people don't do what you say, they do what you do. So everything that you do duplicates. And Diaz is a very competitive, punctual person as well, and Edwin comes into business, and naturally, just Edwin's already got good qualities and good traits, and he comes in super early. And he started coming in around the time that admin came in, and the admin used to come in about an hour before everybody else, because we had the salespeople come even earlier, right? And Diaz started coming super early. Then what happened is that Diaz started to build a team. And naturally, because Diaz was super early all the time, his team started to come super early. And he didn't even have to push it on him. Like, he wasn't on top of him like, yo, bro, you on top of it. No. They naturally started coming early. And then what we started to notice is that they started coming in before him. And he used to text me because he's competitive. He used to get so mad. He's like, bro, I don't know what it is. No matter how early I show up, the guys are already here. I was like, bro, that's good problems. I was like, well, what y'all gonna do for the next 2 hours? You know what I'm saying? You know? But everything you do, duplicate. Right? So we show up early. We don't show up on time. We don't show up late. We show up early. Why do we show up early? If you show up after 9:30, okay, typically the team pad is already done. So you might see us still walking around with it, but teams are not in. We're just marking who's late, and we're marking who's out. And if we need to rearrange a few teams, then we're probably rearranging teams. But 9:30 is like that time where it's like, okay, we have from 9 to 9:30 here. That's a 30-minute increment. Anyone who hasn't showed up within that time, you're technically late. And if you're late, you don't get put on the team. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't work. You can still go out there and work, and we're not going to kick you out of atmosphere either, right? It's just you gotta figure it out for the day. It's you know what I'm saying? It's like putting the kid in the corner real quick. You know what I'm saying? You got to go think about your actions. You know, show them on time. And it's nothing against you, but we also have to be able to hold each other accountable. Right? Because if we just allowed you to do it every day, the chances are you would just do it every day. And then there will be no what? Standards. There will be no standards. So we set the team pad, and the cutoff time is 9:30, and if you come in after 9:30 and you're not put on the pad, you can't be mad at the person that's doing the pad, because they're just doing what they were asked to do. It ain't them. They don't. It's not like I be getting people like, Rico, I don't know what it is. I've been coming in and this person didn't put me on a pad, and I think they don't like me. I'm like, they probably don't even know me. They're just doing what they were told to do, right? Simple stuff, right? But everybody gets put on the pad. Every single person gets put on the pad. And if you're a solo person, because we have those too. Some of you guys might be a solo person. You might be like, hey, I love coming in every morning. I love what we do, but I'm just not really ready to really build just yet. And I'd rather just go sell myself. And that's what I do. We'll just put an S next to your name. Now we know you're solo. Right? But you still get put on the pad. Right? So the pad is lit. Okay? Now, as we're doing the pad, as we're doing the teams, you can, like I said, you can still go out and you can still work. As a matter of fact, this is what I've seen kind of happens, right? It's all the late people will group up and create a big late team. They're like, oh, you was late too? Yeah, you were about to? All right, cool. And then you see all the late guys, they end up filtering together somehow. They're in the chat, super excited. And we're like, they were all late, huh? You know? And they start meeting people and all that kind of stuff, I feel. So super positive. We have a system for everything is mine. And we do that from about 9:30 to about 10 a.m. is when we do atmosphere. And I'm not gonna go into atmosphere, because that's a whole other training, but from 9:30 to about 10 a.m. we do atmosphere. Okay? And the reason why we do atmosphere is to teach, it's to learn, is to get more of a one-on-one, is to get more, to get to know each other a little bit better. It's like a big networking event, but it's a networking event where everyone's doing the same business and we can all help each other get to that next level. And we have things like the 6 parts of atmosphere, where a new person will come in, probably had a bad experience, but we know we can destroy those negatives because it's normal. We've all had a customer curse us out before, right?
Yeah.
We've all probably seen some unpleasant naked door openings before, right? Who experienced that? Someone opened the door, just no remorse to your eyes of what it is that you want to do, right? You know what I'm saying? I got to do those. You know? But we've all experienced these things before. We've all experiencing, the Karens and the bitches, you know what I'm saying, trying to call cops on us and do all these things, right? We experienced the guy maybe out of Walmart that hates his job and literally is just looking for you every day. Just to get you out, right? Misery loves company. You ain't doing nothing to bother him, but he goes search the whole parking lot with you. It's part of his study, you know? So we've all experienced that before, right? So a new person comes in, they've never been rejected before. They ain't never knocked on somebody's door and someone opens up and everything is there. So in their mind, they think it's crazy. This is weird. So what do? We destroy them. It's normal. Happened to you last week, right? Yeah. Normal stuff. Right? And it's fun. We make it fun. This is all part of life. This is experience. You know? So we do atmosphere for 30 minutes, and this is your time to really, like I said, get to know each other. You know, as we say, one team, right? We don't want to make anything weird or awkward. Like, that's why we have music playing. That's why we advise you guys to speak up, have some fun, do some pitches, right? 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, that kind of stuff, right? Get interactive, right? Because we don't want to create an environment where people come in, they've never done this before, they've never done sales before, and most people, I joke about this all the time, but I really do think it's true. A lot of the introverts tend to win here, right? Yep. I think every single one of my profit shares are actually introverts. Or maybe it's just your Bible attracted tribe. Maybe that's the thing too, right? You know? But a lot of introverts tend to win here. Here's the thing though, if an introvert walks through that door and it's a weird, quiet environment, no music playing, you got clicks in the corner, this guy here, that here, they gonna go to a corner by themselves. They gonna be there. Well, this would be me. If I came in and everybody was just kind of, you had your friend groups and I'm brand new and I see this and there's no music playing. Like, can y'all imagine how awkward this big room would be with no music playing? You just come in every day and you're like, hey. If we didn't say champions when we walked through that door, right, let me show you how it looks. This is how it looks. Scan my inventory. Put that down. I just grab a chair. I'll find a desk. I'm just telling you what the older Rico would do. And then I'll act like I'm doing something. Maybe I'm filling out my goals or something. I don't know. You know, my phone for 30 minutes. And then everyone starts yelling, screaming, ain't nobody like move that party. And then I'll get up and and that starts the morning. Wouldn't that be weird though? Yeah. Can you imagine like if everybody did that? Who can legitimately say, let's keep it real. if you walk through that door, brand new person, some of y'all brand new, who can say that y'all would have walked in and immediately went to go talk to somebody brand new? We know you would. He would have walked in for the game, hallelujah! You know, he's a very sociable person, right? You're sociable, right? See, y'all are good. You're sociable too. You're an Uber driver. This guy went from somebody's door to like, oh yeah, come to our interview the next day. So yeah, that works. You know, so we get that. But most people are not like that. I'm not like that. I am now. But I wasn't years ago. I got a new job. Like, even in getting jobs, I worked a few jobs. Even with getting jobs, probably 2 months straight before I even talked to one of my coworkers. Anybody ever did that before? Like, I just work. You know, like we'll talk about work kind of stuff. Like, oh yeah, you passed me that real quick. I appreciate it. But it's gonna take me a while to warm up to this dude. I see him for a couple hours a day, and he's been here 6 months. I've been here about 6 minutes. I don't know him, right? So this is why we do what we do. So that's why when you guys come in, we say what? One of the 6 parts of survival spirit is setting the pace. So you know how it is that we operate here. We come in with energy, we come in excited. We want to make it feel like home for anybody who walks through that door. You guys ever go to like a family event, Thanksgiving, or whatever the case may be, and you walk through the door and everyone's like, hey, how's it going? And that kind of stuff. And you know, then you got the family member who's purposely always late so they can have their little special entrance. Anybody got those? Yeah, those are my sisters all the time. Purposely, sisters all the time. And one of them, my oldest sister, my sister's always going back and forth with each other. The oldest one, though, is gotten to a point where she is literally hours late just to make sure she's laughing through everything. I mean, what that does is that, like, for the whole hour, 2 hours that she's not there, everyone's like, where is everybody? Oh my God. So you're already talking about it, right? It's their fault, you know? Right? So but that's how you want people to feel here. They walk through the door, champions, hey, what's going on, yeah? You know? Brand new guy. We make people feel like animals. Right? And then we do that to about 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock, we play an amazing song. Just really random, honestly. But we play Walking Like a Talking. And, you know, we go out there and we celebrate all the money that we made on the previous day.
What were they playing before that?
I don't know. I wasn't here. I've been here for less than 2 years. Just yeah. But, so we play Walking Like a Talking. And we celebrate the money that we made the previous day. Why do we celebrate the money that we made on the previous day? Yeah, when we celebrate, what we focus on, we expand, right? All these things is because what you promote, okay, when you promote things, it's likely to be done again. Likely to be done again. Like if you went out and had your first $1,000 day and nobody knew about it and no one talked about it and you're really excited that you just made $1,000 in a day, but no one spoke about it. In your mind, no one cared. So like you don't want to make that 1,000 again, but it's not really gonna be like that. It's like I'll do it where I kind of want to do it. They got races coming up, we're gonna do 1,000. Right? But now we get in and every single day you hear people 230 or better, 500 or better, 700 or better. And this is where you see like the starters start filling up the walls. And $460 in a day, $1,200 in a day, $540 in a day, $440 in a day. Right? $592 in a day, $1,000 in a day, $621 in a day, $405 in a day, $700, like it keeps going and going and going and going and going. But if we didn't promote it, most people, this is how most people are. They wouldn't aspire to do it. Here's another reason why we promote it. It's because rich, wealthy people like to talk about money. It's fact. I have a lot of rich friends. And they talk about money. The only people who are uncomfortable talking about money is people who don't have money. It's a weird conversation for them. Then it becomes a thing of like, you always talk about money now. Yes. It's like, money isn't everything, but it ranks up there with oxygen. We need it to survive. You know what I'm saying? I can't take care of my family without those little papers. Or the cards. So I need that. And we already know what we focus on expands, right? So the more we speak about it, the more it's just going to keep growing and growing and growing. You, on the other hand, you only speak about the money and all the bills that you have. And then you wonder why you just keep bringing more of that into your life. So we shouted to the freaking universe that we went out there, we made $500 in a day because most of the world does not do that. And the more we speak it, the more it becomes. You guys follow me? So we celebrate, we get excited, and then we go into, the Don party, and those are the heavy hitters. And then people start to set goals. They're like, man, he did that, right? Okay, she did that. Okay, now I could do it too. And then you got the guys that are making $500, $600 in a day. And we promote it, and then praise and promote. That's all hands on deck, right? All hands on deck. So you guys running your offices, remember that. All hands on deck is praise and promotion. Boom. When we say who's running all hands, all we're asking is who's going to praise and promote today? Right? Who can we promote? Who can we praise? Who can we give a shout out to? And it's not just about the wins. It's not just about how many people I've recruited. There's so much more that we can be grateful for. Now, obviously, when we're in the business, your wins and all these things should be geared towards the business. I know sometimes we stray away a little bit, right? Remember, everything that we do here, we want to make a teaching moment. So, like, for example, I got to win. This weekend, I was super excited, and, like, my girlfriend went and got me a dog. Like, that's not a win. It might be one for you, or your day in life. But no one here can win off of that. No one here can learn anything from that. You know what I'm saying? So when we do the wins, right, they have to be something geared towards how can we praise and promote everyone here? How can we move forward? How can we grow? Right? So as we're praising and promoting, it could be anything. Something that we strayed away from was like locking in locations and events. And I remember we used to do, wins and stuff like that, and I got to win, and it would say, yesterday we actually went out, and not only was I able to hit my bell yesterday, but we locked in 2 events for next week, one at a medical center and one at a school, and they locked us in for the entire day. We're going to bring a few of the team out there, and we're almost guaranteed for everyone to hit bell. They said we got about 300 people waiting for us. That's a win. That's a win. You lock something in. Now you're growing your business. That's what business grows, right? I had a win. Yesterday we went out, and DeAndre's my brand new hire, and DeAndre had his first time bell. Positive, that's a win. Give it up for DeAndre. So we do that, praise and promotion. We do wins. We do high roller speeches, right? High roller speeches. So we'll do we got a guy, an amazing type of guy, right? A high roller type of guy. Everyone give a big, and then we'll bring the guy up. But then the high roller speech is for everybody here. Maybe you can learn something, right? High roller speeches are like this. They're not like this. How did you do it? Yesterday, I went out with Wendy, and he was a great leader, and I just, give it all back, and, we were super positive and went to this spot, and, it was just crazy. I just stayed motivated, and I was positive, and we went out there and we did our company. And my brain was like, what does that even mean? What does that mean? What are you talking about? Right? Yeah, prep your people. Prep people. How do you give a high, it's called a high roller speech. So if you're going to go out there and claim the title of high roller, you have to learn how to speak like a high roller. You have to be like, oh yeah, I just went out there, we did our thing, and we started at one spot, and it was like, it was crazy, and this lady cursed us out, so then we went to the next spot, and we went to Walmart, and at Walmart, I stayed in there until like 10 p.m., and we hit our gun. But I was super motivated. They say, how did you do it? Yeah, yesterday, we went and we drove all the way to Tampa, and we worked, and I didn't get home until like 3 a.m., but I was hungry, and I was excited, and that's not something someone can learn from. So what do? When we do our speeches, we always want to direct it back to the things that we learn every single day. You direct it back to the board. So you can talk about how excited you were, and how motivated you were, and how, really because of X, Y, and Z. But then you got to say, and because, I understood that I had goals, and I knew my step number 7, why I'm here, where I'm going. I understood that I could not leave the field without hitting that goal. And what I did was I worked a real full day, and I worked all the way into the end, whatever that day was for me. And I was super prepared because in the first place that we went to, the lady cursed us out. She ended up getting us kicked out. But because we were prepared, we managed our time correctly, and we went straight to the next location where everything had it set up, and that's when we hit our bell. So now the new people that are out there that are looking, they can take that and be like, okay, so he was prepared, time management, knew why I was here, okay, he had goals, he worked the full day, that's why he's winning. Because if not, he just come up here every day, I was hyped, I was motivated, I was excited, and it was all because of my leader, is a great leader. It was all because we might as well bring the leader up. How'd you do? Tell us something. You know what I'm saying? You know? Well, we do that. We do the high roller speeches. We get excited about that. Why? Because it's promotion. Got promoted. Got to get excited about it. You know? And then we're going to run all hands on deck for about 15, 20 minutes. My all hands on deck people, 15, 20 minutes. This ain't your time to shine. We ain't doing a full 2-hour training. Right? You know? All the bars and gems, you can sing that to your partner. And then you come up and you have all the time you need, right? You know? Yeah. So 15, 20 minutes, all hands on deck, 25 at most, depending on if we got a lot to promote, right? And you know, from there, we'll typically go over the teams. So we got some teams, awesome. And then we'll do the pledge, okay? I know this is new for some of y'all. You do teams, and then you do the pledge. And then after the pledge, my responsibility. Right. Hey guys, say what? We got a guy. And then you get into the meeting. And you get to the meeting. Right? So you do that. And then we'll do our meeting for about an hour and a half. And then we'll come in at the end of the meeting and we'll leave it on a 1 team. Boom. And then from there, what do you do after the meeting? Not a trick question. Good meeting. Yeah. Wrong. Straight to the field. Straight to the field. Any of you here not in leadership? Who's not in leadership? Okay. Who here has bills? That's not in leadership. Got life? Got family? Got things you got to take care of? Yes. Do you want to wait for these guys for the next 15, 20 minutes, maybe even 30 minutes? Until they finish their meeting? For you to go make some money?
No.
No, right? That don't make sense to me. So no. So a good leader is prepared. Right? And I know that if I have a leaders meeting and I know that certain people are supposed to be out for the day with me, I'm already going to have my location set. And I'm going to set my location. I'm going to say, hey guys, this is where we're going today. We got the leaders meeting right now, probably 15, 20 minutes, sometimes even longer. We've had those, right? Yeah. Sometimes even longer. Go, hit the field, right? Do your thing. I'll be there in about 30 minutes. The guys should not be waiting for you for an hour here. Because even after the leaders meeting, y'all still be here. And some of y'all gotta go get a tattoo. Some of y'all still waiting for inventory. Some of y'all gotta use the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? And then you have a whole hour of your day spent doing nothing. Remember, we want to be, what I would say, productive. Not active. Because activity is you being here for an hour. In that new person's brain, they were at work for an hour and made no money. So you were active. We seen you. You were here. You were vibing out. You listened to music, but you were not productive. Right? So after we do the 1 team, you go straight to the field. First to the field, first to the cat. And the faster you guys hit your bells, the faster you hit your gongs, the faster you can get off the field. Faster you get off the field. Some of you guys, y'all like being in the field. That's cool. That's cool. I had periods of time where I just could not get off the field. Right? I was just like, yo, let's go. But then there's also sometimes, anybody hit the gym? Anybody like to work out? What about family? Anybody got kids? Great kids? Wife? Okay. Anybody, wife or husband? Okay. Okay. Family, wife, kids, husband, gym. Anybody got any hobbies? Anything you like to do? Okay. Yes. So like my goal was to get off the field as fast as possible. And this, it was how fast can I hit my gong so I can go live my life. If I can hit my gong really fast, I'm already making more than the average American. And at the same time, I have more time to spend than the average American. Ain't that crazy? So I control my time and my money. I go out there, I'll hit gong in 3-4 hours. And I'm good for the rest of the day. You know what I used to do? And this is not even used to, because I still promote this with my team. I said, go out there, do your numbers quick. It don't even have to be done. For some guys, y'all got some goals, and y'all need to be making $1,000 a day, whatever it is, y'all make, okay? So, go get your goal. And what I used to do is that I'm just a firm believer that if you're always in the field selling, you're going to struggle in building a business. If you're always in the field selling, you're struggling to build a business. Most people wouldn't want to be saying this is facts, because if your mind is always on sales, then you will always be a salesperson. So we used to work and we used to try to hit our battle ground really fast, and then we would all go out together to eat. After, have a big team meeting. Gotta work to what? When we were out, the system closed at 8:30. So we couldn't even work past 8:30, right? But we just do it every day. We had to hit, and we used to use this, we used to go like a final lap. If you've ever been to shower, you can see sometimes like, oh, final lap. You know, energy shots, when it comes around that time, they can't sell anymore, I'd be like, yo, final lap, keep running, right? And so we used to do that, and what we would do is like, we already knew, like Walmart's were lit, or supermarkets were lit, and like 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, everybody's shopping, so we'll go to the plazas real quick, and we'll set up our tables, and we'll try to get as much as we could in the next hour or 2 hours, like real quick. And I'm like, all right, cool, we did it. Hit the bell, let's go. And then once I hit my goal, I'm with Bella. Bella's out there, I'm like, yo, Bella needs 2 more, And that's how we used to work as a team. I used to hit my goal, and then it was immediately, yo, you're close too? All right, let's get you to 2, And then that's how the whole team ends up hitting their Bella goal. And then afterwards, we made much money, it's like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Do Denny or something, you know? No, you got no work. You know what I'm saying? Twin Peaks. You know? There's a few faces with that one. So, you know, so yeah. But now you're building culture within your organization. You're creating an environment where people are excited to go out there and hit the goals. They're excited to go out there and work together, because they know that at the end of the day, it's not just going to be a long day of work, stressful, and go back home and repeat it again tomorrow. Fridays, let's go out, let's go bowling something. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people wait for the office to do a team night to have a team night. And if you already have a team, then you should always be focused on building the culture within your organization as a team as well. Of course, we're going to do big team stuff with everybody, but if I got 3, 4 guys on my team, hey man, we got to become family. We talk about making millions of dollars together, we got to be family. What we doing? Where we going? Where we meet up? We'll play some Uno tonight? You know what I'm saying? You know, Uno gets competitive. You know, it's crazy. Any crazy Uno players in here? I smoke on. Right? But you want to build that culture, you want to build that environment. But this is why you have to learn how the day works. You go straight to the field, first to the field, first to the cash. The faster you get to the cash, the faster you get off the field. The faster you get off the field, the faster you can build your business. You can spend more time building your business. You can go and have a nighttime atmosphere with your team at a Starbucks or something, and talk about the day, and destroy some negatives, and talk about how you're going to come in tomorrow with some goals. And you already know what tomorrow looks like before tomorrow even comes for your whole organization. Because you already set up the goals the day before. We went out there, we said, okay, we did 7, we did 13, we did. Okay, this is what we got to do for tomorrow. And now your business becomes predictable. Now you know the numbers for everyone in your organization. You don't got to worry about them texting you and so you can track the numbers. No, we met up tonight. I know everybody's numbers. See, this is where you start to win. This is where you take your little sales team to a sales business. Right? So, you know, all in all, guys, like I said, I really do think this is the magic behind all of this. But if you guys, like, if you really want to take it to the next level, right, you have to bring up that energy. You got to understand why it is that we do the things that we do here. Nothing that we do here is just out of the thin air of just doing it. Everything has a motive. Everything has a motive, right? Everything has a motive. There's a reasoning for everything that we do here. And this is how this business has become so predictable to the point where we already know what production certain people, you can have one conversation, and in one conversation, I can already tell if you're going to be good or not. And that might not be a permanent thing, but just like right now in your life, I can tell. You might have to get better at a few things, you might already got it, right? But you gotta have a predictable business. You gotta have structure, you gotta have standards, you gotta understand that this is a business. None of you here have a job. Unless you go somewhere else after this and have a job, right? But none of y'all have a job here, right? So if you can get excited about being however old you are, or you know, whatever it is that you went through in your life, whatever the case may be, if you get excited about the fact that you now have the opportunity to build a business, none of you need faith, by the way. None of you need faith, okay? It's not something where it's like, oh man, you don't need faith to win here because you already know that it's possible. You already know it's possible. You've seen people do it. You've seen people do it, okay? Faith is you haven't seen it yet. You don't know if it's possible, so you're just faithful. But you've seen people do it. You've seen people win. You've seen people make the 100,000s and open up multiple offices and 20-year-old partners. Like you've seen this. You've seen this. So now you just need to believe that you can do it too. Positive?
Positive.
Positive?
Positive. Great job, brother.
You know, anytime people get to talk, it's a blessing. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Just there's always new things that you can learn, and maybe you already knew it, but you could just keep it in your head. Like team nights was something big you spoke about. You know, but the connection. How are you making $1 million together, but I can't even trust you? So you can feel me every day. Little things like that. So I just comment for Rico again. I'm doing well for the feedback. Anybody got any feedback?
I got some feedback.
Feedback.
So, amazing job, Rico. Always do amazing. You know, they say that for a leader, you know, it's more of how you walk than how you speak, right? So, as Rico was talking about people coming in the morning, you know, we want to get here on time because your people are going to follow. You can't tell them to do something that you're not. So, I noticed like as time's going on, less and less of us are coming early in the morning, or we're like leaving atmosphere, we're coming in and out. So we just want to know like that's important. Atmosphere is important. Here is to equip you, it's to train you, it's to build that excitement, that momentum. So it's important when we're here to stay here. So that was like one of the main things I took away. Positive?
Positive.
One conversation for that is I have a personal account from I remember Carlos, I believe it was a Monday, a few months back. I didn't have a team at that point. Carlos like, yo, what are you doing today? I'm like, oh, you know, I gotta handle something with my car, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. This is a Monday. And this guy runs the office. He's my leader. But he told me that, bro, what are you doing? You're gonna go, you could have done that during the weekend. You could have done all that stuff. He's like, bro, what are you gonna do when you have a team? How are you gonna operate when you have a team? Are you gonna go fix your car on Monday? When you could have done it on Saturday or Sunday when you have a team? You gotta start acting like you have a team already. You can't be sitting in your car waiting until 9:20, 9:30. That's how an agent operates. I mean, if you want to be an agent, that's fine. But if you really want to build this business, you know, the second you get here, you get into the atmosphere. That's how true leaders operate. You don't operate like a father, operate like a real leader. Positive?
Positive.
I have some feedback.
Feedback.
My feedback was just on the difference between a self-employed person and a business owner. The self-employed person, the reason that, you know, they're not a business owner because they don't operate using the sickness business, that they don't understand what leverage is, so they're not leveraging, you know, other people or other ways to gain money without them having to put their time.
I got some feedback.
Feedback.
So I like how you broke down basically, you know, the atmosphere, what actually is atmosphere, you know, because a lot of new people come in and they just like confused about what it is that we're doing. And you know, when people walk in the door saying champions, we're like, hey, whoever it is, you know, we the different circles, you know, they're hearing the music and everything, like they come in and they're just confused. But it's a good feeling, like, you know, when I first came into the business, you know, my brother actually brought me in, and you know, I was just so confused on what everybody was doing because they shouting out these different things, the different chants and everything. We in different circles. I'm just like, we not here to get on the clock or work and get out. I don't know what we here to do, like, you know. And you know, as time went on, I started to understand more about what atmosphere is and how important it is. So you know, that was my feedback.
I got some feedback. Feedback. First off, I really gotta give it up to you because I'm gonna be honest, it's very impressive the way you do the training. Because I never seen you actually like read off the notes, straight off the dome. So that right there, like very impressive. And also how you went over kind of like what she said, the parts of atmosphere, different aspects of atmosphere, breaking it down so you can understand the methods and the madness, which is what we do. What we do is not just random. It's not just, you know what I'm saying, just to get you like all pumped up like by accident, but it's about systematic ways to do what we do. So it's very much explained in a sense. So yeah, really good training, and also I like how you went over the cash flow quadrant, basically breaking down how you start off, where you are right now in this moment, and where you could be as a big business in the future. Positive?
Positive.
I got some feedback. So something that I really took that it hits. It's you really gotta be able to lead by example. You can't be expecting people to do the right thing when you can't even do the right thing. So it's really important, to do the right thing so you can, especially if you're a leader and you have a team, you should be doing the thing that you're supposed to be doing in order for your team to follow you and actually do the things that you're supposed to be doing. So that's my feedback.
What you said is that's a new way to think about it actually. Like, when you want your agent to be in their car till 9:30, so why are you doing it? That's fire, I like that.
I got some feedback. So, my feedback is on the essence, on the leverage system, how it could be, how the system can leverage you to be able to, hit the numbers, hit the partnership, hit the benefit of not having to, be earning your income, but be having your income come in passively. If you follow the structure, and how simple it is, and the strategies, and it all leads to acceleration to promotions. Positive?
Positive.
Solid feedback? All right, we're gonna get into you guys teams real quick, wait. We got some teams! First team is DeAndre, Handy, Tajay, and Destiny. Second team is Leon, Davis, Ernesto. Third team is Andrew and Brandon. Fourth team is Bella, Stacey, and Callie. Last team is Dama and Yoni. Alright, the birthday boy.
Shout out to the Aquarius Theater.
Alright guys, give me some energy.
Yes.
I pledge a commitment to my success. My family's success. And to the successful survival of the company I represent.
T.O.P.
Success is not an option for me. But something I insist upon achieving. Success is not something others can give me. Something the government. The economy can provide for me. Success is not determined by luck. Chance. Grace. Creed. Color. Or religion. It's depending upon hard work. Creativity. Follow through. And persistence.
I've never done.
I refuse to not have my success.
I refuse to not have success.
I refuse to quit prior to achieving my success.
I refuse to quit prior to achieving my success.
And I will do everything ethical.
And I will do everything ethical.
Claiming my right to my success.
And claim my right to my success.
My success, my duty.
My success, my duty.
Obligation.
My obligation.
Responsibility. One team on me, one team on three.
1, 2, 3. 1 team, 3. Boom, whoop that baby.
Leaders meeting. Thanks for checking out today live, guys. Remember to hit that subscribe button on
Y'all two keep each other accountable. You two keep each other accountable. The 5 steps.
Hey, real quick,
By the end of the week, we got it on the 5 steps. 1, 2,